Hi guys, happy Thursday, or whatever the day of the week you happen to be watching this. So this week, simplest of reminders, in part because I needed this reminder this week, and it's the answer to a question. The question is, what does Jesus do when I fall? I said in part because I needed this reminder myself this week, but in another part, it's because of my little girl. She's 13 months old, and she loves to climb ladders and stairs and couches and ramps, and a little bit nerve-wracking at times, but she seems to have survived thus far, and she seems to be pretty physically intelligent, so we're going with it. But in the early days of her learning to walk, she had this thing where she would, she'd be walking and something would knock her off her balance and she'd tumble down, right? Fall, seated and then fall backwards. And when she did, invariably, the reaction was always the same: freeze. Like, this is not what's supposed to happen. This isn't working. What am I supposed to do now? In part, it was hilarious, but because obviously she was able to get up again, but she literally didn't know what to do. She'd fall on her back and just stare at the ceiling, not even reacting, not crying, she would just sit there with wide eyes waiting for someone to come and rescue her. I'm reminded of this picture because this week I find myself in a very similar situation, lying on my back, as it were, staring up at the ceiling, wondering, how did I get here? This is not the way this is supposed to work. What am I supposed to do now? And that's when I was reminded what Jesus does when I fall down. Have you ever noticed how many of Jesus' healings and miracles involve either an action or a command to get up? There's the obvious ones, like the paralytic, rise, take up your bed and walk. There's the ruler's daughter, damsel, I say unto thee, arise. But you'll see it actually, if you keep your eyes open for this in the Gospels, you'll see it in many more miracles than just those. He asks the lame to rise, yes, but he asks actually everyone to rise. And I think this is not a mistake. I think this is on purpose. The demoniac already could walk, but the demoniac comes, throws himself down at his feet, and it's not that Jesus was not ready to accept worship. He certainly was willing to do that, and yet he heals, and the first thing he does is extend his hand, take him by the hand, and the Bible says, lifted him up. Why? I think because Jesus does not believe in penance, because he's already paid the price. He doesn't believe that I need to sit there and wallow and pay after I've asked for forgiveness to somehow make myself worthy of that forgiveness. He doesn't believe it. But sometimes I feel like this is so. Sometimes human nature, scratch that, oftentimes or all times, human nature believes that that is so. I was standing, I've stumbled, I've fallen, I've been forgiven, but just give me a minute. I can't get up yet. I have some news for human nature. In this sense, human nature is wrong, and God is right. I am a firm believer in the fact that the great cause of lost moments, lost opportunities when it comes to the Christian life is not the number of times we fall down. It's the amount of time we stay down. It only takes a moment to fall, literally. A second, my daughter, standing on her back. And then frozen there, wide-eyed, wondering, what am I supposed to do next? So here's your watchword. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. He shall bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. And no, not tomorrow. I shall arise. Now, take up your bed and walk. That's all. Someone out there needed the reminder, like I needed the reminder this week. When I fall, I shall arise immediately, because that's what he says to do when I fall down.